Hello and welcome to Pro Football Weekly. I'm Adam Anschel, joined by our resident fantasy doctor, Michael Blunda. We're here to answer your questions. And first up, Doc, we have a question from RJax. Pretty simple flex question. Malcolm Floyd from the Chargers or Thomas Jones from the Chiefs?
Yeah, Adam, I think I like Thomas Jones from the Chiefs a little bit more this week. Got 2 touchdowns last week. He's the guy the Chiefs look to go to around the goal line. Malcolm Floyd's a little banged up. He's got Vincent Jackson coming back this week. I don't see him doing a whole lot against the Colts. I think Jones against the Seahawks is the guy to go with.
All right, our next question comes from Dax. He's got a question about his wide receivers. Pretty solid group here. Roddy White, Jeremy Maclin, Greg Jennings. Now he's got Vincent Jackson stashed on his bench. Should he start Jackson?
It's a good problem to have. I do not think I would start Vincent Jackson this week, though. Jeremy Maclin's just been too good lately. This season he has over 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's not the kind of guy you want to put on your bench, especially with how well Michael Vick's been playing. Vincent Jackson could be good this week at Indy, but I think you at least want to wait a week, see how he does in his debut before you make the move. So stick with Maclin this week.
All right, our last question comes from Chris, and he's got a 2-part question about receivers and tight ends. Let's start with his wideouts, not nearly as good as the group Dex had. Really, Mike Williams, the only significant receiver here. Who should he pick out of these guys?
Yeah, Mike Williams, I think you definitely have to go with. He's been playing well all season. He's only a rookie, but it hasn't shown on the field. He's been one of the best receivers out there. Michael Crabtree's also had a very good season. He's scored in 4 of his last 6 games. I think you got to stick with him. And if you start a third, Johnny Knox has been coming on strong lately, and I think he's not a bad guy to go with in that number 3 receiver spot.
All right, now let's move on to the tight ends. 2 guys, Rob Gronkowski up in New England or Chris Cooley in Washington?
Yeah, Chris Cooley, I think, is the guy here. He's more consistent. Gronkowski, he has a 3-touchdown week, comes back and does nothing the next week. I don't really like that inconsistency out of my tight end. I'd rather have a guy who's steady like Cooley has been, so I think he's the guy you want to go with there.
All right, thanks for your diagnosis, Doc. Should be a great holiday weekend filled with football. You can get your questions answered by the doctor himself. Just email us at fantasydoctor@pfwmedia.com and check in for all of the best fantasy news at ProFootballWeekly.com.